Ha! You click the title, now you gotta watch the whole thing. Let me go ahead and start this off real quick by bringing up this point. I'm just a dude on the internet. I just be talking. You know what I'm saying? I don't like debating people. I don't like interacting with people who disagree with me on certain things because while there are some things I'm willing to like actually, there are some things that I'm willing to sort of change my mind on. There's a lot more things that I probably am just going to be loyal to regardless of whether it's right or wrong. And I'm not trying to get somebody who disagrees with me to agree with me because a lot of people who disagree with me, they just want me to agree with them. They're just arguing with me so they could change my mind so I can follow what they're saying. I hate it when people say stuff like, it's just a healthy debate. There's no such thing as a healthy debate. It's just some idiot trying to convince you to follow whatever it is that they're supporting. And I don't like to do that. I'm not going to tell anybody how to think or tell somebody to think like me, and I'm not going to. But I'm also not going to be convinced that whatever it is that they want me to think is something that I feel like I should think. Leave me alone. It's just that simple. There are certain, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just go ahead and start this off by saying this. There's this genre of men on the internet that I just can't stand. Okay, like obviously there's a race war in America, there's a gender war in America, fascism is starting to become a thing. People are just becoming more and more hateful, and they're trying to turn their hatred into public law. And I can't stand it. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I just really hate the fact that there's people out there that are just willing to just make life as miserable as possible for people that they don't like and just make that into a political practice and law and national law. I hate this so much. I'm so glad I'm never gonna have kids, bro. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. The reason why I'm making this video is ultimately because there is every so often I find myself discussing gender issues, and there's always this group of men online who are always so quick to say, "Dude, you're just acting like this because you're trying to clap cheeks, bro." And I'm making this video just as a reference point to just sort of like reiterate a fact that I like to think I made in another video that I can't find anywhere for some weird reason. To just say this. I'm using this video as a means to just sort of like push this narrative and just let people understand this. As long as I breathe air, I will never think that I have a chance with any woman in any context, in any fashion, ever. Okay? I would never look at a woman and just be like, yeah, dog, I can get her though. You know what I'm saying? Because I got swag in the bag. I can go up to the lady and just try to pick her up. I can't do that. I will never believe that. I have a little story here. I think I revisited this story before in one of my other videos. But a little story here. There was a time where I actually had a crush on a girl in high school. And she told me there was a movie that was being made in my hometown. It was called Battle Los Angeles. And I was so excited to watch this movie because while I'm not a big fan of the military films, I'm not a big fan of gunfights and stuff like that, I did like the idea of a movie being made in my hometown. And I initially wanted to watch it with my roommates. My roommates were going to be busy the day that I wanted to go and see it, and we couldn't really agree on a day to actually come see it together because we were all busy. So I said, why not take this opportunity to maybe ask out that girl that I like, who was very nice to me at the time. So it's when you grow up and everybody hates you, the one person that's nice to you, you kind of want to keep that person alone. You kind of want to keep that person around. In any case, I go over, I asked this girl to to come to the movies with me. Now, in my brain, I'm like, okay, she's just gonna say no. She's just gonna say no. No big deal. I can just go watch the movie myself. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting her to just say she's not interested or that she's busy or whatever, and I'll just go to the movies by myself. Instead, she said that she would watch the movies with me if I cut my hair. Now, mind you, I didn't like haircuts back then. So I was a little iffy about it. But in a matter of days, I ultimately did cut my hair for her. I cut my hair the day that I cut my hair, so I cut my hair. I took a selfie like she wanted me to. I sent her the selfie of me with my haircut, and she just disappeared. Just her phone number stopped working. She her Facebook was just completely zonked. She just completely disappeared. She resurfaces a few years later with a kid. Now, I need y'all to understand specifically that, like, I wasn't really, like, I need y'all to understand real quick. I didn't have any desire to, like, commit. I was a virgin back then, so I wasn't really looking forward to, like, doing any afternoon delight after the movie or anything like that. The whole thing was that, like, this was just a guy, this was just me as a younger person just trying to, you know, watch a movie with somebody who I thought was my friend at the time. And when she did that, it just made me realize that, like, that wasn't the case. She resurfaces with a kid, and I just, like, what hurt, like, I wasn't mad that she got a kid. I was, you know, like, obviously she found somebody that she wanted to be with, and she ended up having a child with him. That's no big deal to me. What hurt me was that she didn't even say, like, you know, oh, I'm busy, I'm sorry, I can't really, there was no canceling of the plans. It was just, I cut my hair, I sent her the picture of me cut with my haircut, and she just disappeared, and then resurfaced with the kid, like, maybe a year or so later. And it was just like, I don't know. That was the moment. That was the moment when I realized that you could do anything that somebody wants you to do, but if they don't want anything to do with you, they just won't. And that was a tough lesson to learn for me. That was a tough pill to swallow, but when I had came to grips with that, that was the moment I, like I said, you know, it was just, like I said, two things happened that day. Like, I learned that women do not find me even remotely attractive enough to commit to, and I don't really like cutting my hair. So, the reason why I'm telling that story is because that's just one of many times where I found myself in that situation. So I will never in life ever believe that I will sooner believe that there's a second Mewtwo, there's a second Mew in the Pokemon universe, or that we found Ash's dad, before I believe that there's a woman who would even care to see me without a shirt on, okay? Well, now you probably might be saying to yourself, hey, didn't you have a girlfriend, like, literally earlier this year? And yeah, she's an exception, not the rule. The fact of the matter is that, like, for every one woman that finds me worthy of, or for every one woman that finds me, like, worthy of being around, there's, like, at least a couple billion that don't. Like, she was extraordinary. But also that relationship made me realize that I'm no prize myself, which is why I don't ever want to date anymore, because I realize now that I'm terrible. So, like, it's like, but it's like, you know, so it's like, even if I didn't think that I was terrible, even if I wasn't, like, absolutely god awful, I'm not going to be stupid enough to, like, think that any woman actually wants to be with me, because of the fact that, like, there's guys out there, like, there's these brain dead genre of men out there that just look at me and just immediately go, bro, man, you just out here defending women because you think that you're just gonna end up dating one of them one day. Never in a million years will I ever think that. You are stupid. And I can't. I'm overreacting because of the fact that I get this all the time. The reason why I take the women's side when it comes to the gender war discussion is, as I said before in my incel video, that I've seen what guys believe and what guys want and all these other concepts. And the whole idea is that, like, the whole concept of from these guys, this is what they believe. They believe that being a man means being this rigid, stalwart, tough guy who could just handle every single thing that anybody throws at them. They're strong, they're tough, they're bare-chested, they're physically strong. They could punch a hole in a cement wall or whatever kind of dumb display of macho-ness that ever. But these guys dissolve like a wrong answer in a game of Math Blaster if they as much as hear a woman say men are trash. The whole manosphere came from this idea of women just getting so hurt by men, that they just universally said men are trash. And now you got these guys in the manosphere who was like saying, well, maybe if you chose me instead, you would be in the situation that you're in. Huh. I bet you want me now, huh? Well, now you can't have me. And I just can't in my brain. And then they get mad when a woman still doesn't want them. Like, you can't say that you're this epitome of macho-ness. You can't say you're this epitome of strength and macho behavior, and you know, like, you're, when you just want to be surrounded by guys who will just universally say, yeah, dude, she was a B word anyway. You're perfect, actually. And even then, the guys don't even do that unless you pay them to. And then you have the audacity to, like, you know, like I've seen, it's like, you know, being in an environment like that, surrounded by guys like that, it's like, there's no, like, my whole, like, okay. Another thing that these guys do, alright, I'm eating my mustache, it's time for me to shave. Another thing that these guys tend to do is they love to just say these terrible things about women. Like all they do is be argumentative and mean and dumb and ugly, and all they do is offer up that they're terrible, that women are bad, and then they complain about this, and they get angry about this, and they just keep pushing in this whole concept of, oh, well, actually, it's like, you know, it's like, my dudes, you are angry because the women are doing the things that you're saying that they're doing. If you declare that water is wet, and you're still mad that water is wet, and you build up an entire community dedicated to your idea that water is wet and being upset about it, then the water being wet is not the problem. If you're saying that women are terrible, blah, 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 and all these other things about them, and you see all of these women out here doing the terrible things that you want them to do, at that point, the women themselves doing the things that they want to do is not the issue. It's you being mad about it. You can't say you're this epitome of macho-ness and this stone wall of toughness, and you're undeterred by so much stuff. You keep a strong face when people punch you in it. You know what I'm saying? You can't call yourself a wall of masculinity and then get angry because women are doing the thing that you're saying that they're doing. It just stresses me out. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is that, like, I saw that while I was in the community. I see it even more now that I'm out of the community. So of course I'm going to be like, I can't be mad at women for just existing and doing the things that you don't want them to do. They out here living their life and literally trying to live to see the next day. Because we all know that when a dude gets rejected, or when a dude starts getting bad vibes, or when a dude just gets angry enough, they will target a woman and she probably might not live to see the following day. Well, women also can do that to men. Yes, but you don't even support that. You will hear about a woman doing something bad to a guy and then mock the guy for getting got. Like, the male loneliness epidemic is more about men, like, just being toxic to other men than it is about women doing anything. And it's like, this is wild. It's crazy to me. And then you have the audacity to look at me and go, well, you're just a simp. You like women. Of course I like women, but I'm smart enough to know that the women don't like me back, which is why I'm not going out of my way to just get angry at them when they don't like me back. If I say women don't like me, and then women just choose to not like me, I can't get mad at the women for not liking me. You know why? Because I've already declared it. Water is wet. A equals A. I'm overreacting, but that's only because of the fact that this is just a very, very, very annoying subject for me. This all started because because I'm a big fan of professional wrestling. I found myself going on Instagram and following a handful of female wrestlers the women wrestlers that I encounter at the shows. I follow them on Instagram, and some of them have a habit of showing they're really confident in their bodies, so they take spicy pictures and things of that nature. Now, I don't really go around hounding the spicy pictures yeah, I like them pictures, yeah. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? But the Instagram algorithm 100% believes that I am that guy because I follow these women that I met personally, and they think, hey, bro, I heard you like spicy chick pics. You want some more spicy chicks pics? So every so often on my algorithm, on the reels, and all the suggested stuff like that, it will show pictures of women who are being spicy. Now, my whole thing is that sometimes I just like to read the comments because there used to be a time where men would like get in the comment section and be like, yeah, we gonna get married. That's my girlfriend. Beautiful, sexy. I would do things to you. Yeah, that's right. I love you. Now I love those types of comments because of the fact that it's like, bro, that woman does not want you. You're trying way too hard, bro. Like there'll be guys out there who look just like me who'll be like, yeah, that's my girlfriend right there. Absolutely. And it's always funny to like just sort of watch these guys just lose their minds. And while at the same time you go into profile and it's either a profile that has nothing on it, or guys guys complaining about OnlyFans or some crap, right? Now it's these guys basically saying you read the comments and it's like, typical, that's all these women do online nowadays. Why can't you offer up something else? Why can't you do anything else? And it's like, bro, if this woman is on your algorithm, it's because you are looking for this stuff initially already. Bro, if I go on your followers list, which is most likely going to be public, and I see nothing but booty cheeks on your stuff, you can't say this is all that women offer up in the thing. It's just, I don't I hate it when guys say, "Is this all that women do online nowadays?" Bro, I like the women I follow beat the crap out of each other. Like the women I follow also play video games. The women I follow also do cooking. They also read books. They also talk about books too. It's like some of these women are very, very, very smart when it comes to like talking about books and social issues and a whole bunch. And like I also follow women who like talk about politics and things of that nature. There's more that women do online. So if all you're seeing is booty cheeks, it's because all you're looking for is booty cheeks. This genre of men is weird. And the thing is that like, and the sad part is that like, I don't want to say that because the male loneliness epidemic is a real thing, but it's also have like bad faith actors who are using this as a means to say, well, actually the women are just bad too. Women are big. They're doing all the terrible stuff. And it's like, it's mind boggling to me how like lost to the point that this stuff is. You know, the best way to cure the male loneliness epidemic is for men to interact with other men positively. We are suffering because we think that being kind to each other is some sort of act of romantic love, rather than just an act of just being human. This is so crazy to me. But let me just go back to my regular point. Men, if you see me out here complaining about like, men, I can't stress this enough. I would never think that women find me attractive in any context, in any fashion, in any way. I'm not stupid enough to fantasize about a woman who I have zero chance with. That is the dumbest approach to life in general. I have much more important things to focus on, like finding a better place to live because I am broke. I am going through the worst times of my life right now, and I am suffering immensely. The last thing I need is a lady friend. I am literally sitting on the floor. Do I like women? Absolutely. Do I believe that women like me? Never in a million years. That's the video. Love and peace.